happy 2024 to all of you. Welcome if you are here for the first time. As it says here, I am Brian S. Red. Some people call me BSR, but please call me Brian. I'm one of the OG YouTubers. I guess there's two of us who are still active, going back like, 15, 16 years or something crazy like that. I'm not here to hustle your dough, trying to take money from you. I am trying to help, and I'm still here. So, welcome. If you like this kind of content or this video, I would encourage you to hit the like button. That is something that I haven't asked of you in the past. I figure, well, if you like it, you're going to hit the button. But I've noticed when I'm watching YouTube videos, I might see a video that I really enjoy, but I might forget to hit the like button unless someone reminds me to do so. So I'm going to try that. Let's see how many likes we get down here in relation to what we would normally get if I didn't say anything. If it doesn't make a difference, I'll stop saying it. I'm not going to start talking about smashing the subscribe button or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just not that dude. But do it if you want to. Anyhow, I got a request to post a set list from my New Year's Eve gig that I put a gig log up for as soon as I got home. Shot the rap video and I got it up before dawn. Most of you were seeing it. And I'm going to do that. There are a couple other things that I did want to talk about. One thing was I did a video, I guess, a couple of days ago where I was talking about this tip jar concept with the Venmo QR code. And I had it all set up to work in the space I thought I was going to be working at the club. But I was moved to a different space. So the orientation of the sign and the way I had envisioned this to work was not ideal, which was a drag. Most people didn't even see the lighted tip jar or the sign. However, I did manage $60 in Venmo tip and $5 cash in the jar. And a lot of people, especially those who do not live in the US, had some less than flattering things to say about the whole concept of tipping. And I understand if you're not used to it, I get it. Okay, that's just our culture here in America. That's what we do. And look, Venmo was a thing now. A lot of people don't carry cash, so this helps. And it did help the other night. I mean, I probably would have made more if the sign would have been more visible and I would have been oriented like I thought I was going to be oriented, but it was not. But I did want to address something else, and it's in regards to the terrible things that happened on New Year's Eve at the club. One thing was I lost amps, and the dance floor sounded like I was playing music off of my phone. It was absolutely terrible. It was all just highs. The other thing that happened was there was a big vomiting incident right in front of the place where I was DJing that was gross and ran actually where I was standing. Had to get that all mopped up and stuff. It smelled absolutely hideous back there. But regardless, with all that stuff, I had the right attitude that night and it all went fine. I was nice to everybody. I was almost acting as a host to people who would come in, which is what I used to do in the old days when I worked at the same club back in the 90s, back in the early 90s. 92 through 97 is when I was there. Very late 97. I left right around Christmas when my daughter was born in 97. Kind of doing the same thing in the same space with that host thing. And I like interacting with guests like that. The place where I normally am, I'm kind of hidden. A lot of people don't know I'm there. It's kind of a drag to set up in that space. I hope that moving forward in 2024, when the club nights, the Code Red kicks back in at the club, probably in March, I hope that that's my new place to be. I like it there. It just makes sense. But the other thing had to do with the audience that was there. They were fantastic. They were great. They had the right attitude too. Everyone had the right attitude and everybody was empathetic, which is, I think, going to be my buzzword for 2024 in these videos is empathy. It's so important that we exercise empathy. What is that? And I'm not trying to be condescending here. Just some people just don't know what it means. Empathy is maybe not being able to understand exactly what's going on with somebody, but kind of imagining where they might be coming from and how they might feel and reacting accordingly to them. So in my case, I was empathetic to these folks who were coming into the place. They were paying $90 a ticket to get in, and I was taking care of them. And they really appreciated that. And when the sound went out, they still danced to the tinny crap that was coming out of the sound system. And they weren't mad at me. They were empathetic to the fact that it had nothing to do with this. It just overheated. It happened. Why? Well, that might have had something to do with the fact that it hasn't been cleaned like it should have been. So they'll have that cleaned and it should be all ready. Or maybe replaced, who knows. But anyway, let's get onto this list because that's why you're here. And sorry to all of you who are like, why is it taking so long? Put my reading glasses on and I'll give it to you right here. First of all, I want to tell you I did this as a warm-up song. And I really like the song. I've really grown attached to it in the last 6 months. And that's Losing It by Fisher. It's an EDM track. I'm doing kind of the 4-minute version of it, which is almost a radio edit, I guess. It's a great track. I did it as the sound check before anybody came in. They actually shut the place down. Didn't let anybody in until almost 9:45. But I tuned the system to Losing It by Fisher. Anyway, as soon as people started coming in, this is what I played. And it was a lot of stuff just to kind of get something going on the sound system. It wasn't trying to get anybody to come out to dance because they're going to come in the door. They're going to ask where their VIP booth is. They're going to ask where the food is. They're going to kind of ask how we're doing things. It's going to take probably a half an hour to get people actually out on the dance floor, and it did. So, first song, Karma, Taylor Swift. Got that out of the way. Move Your Body, Nina Sky. I forgot about that song for a long time. I've been playing it a lot lately, and it's cool. Check it out if you don't know what I'm talking about. Move Your Body, Nina Sky. You'll know it if you hear it, but maybe you forgot about it. I don't know, maybe you didn't. Maybe you've always played it. Hello, Martin Solveig. I dig that tune. Trying to keep it up tempo, Lilith theme, Shapeshifters. I was thinking about Jay and people were just trickling in, so I played that. Family Affair, Mary J. Blige. Beautiful People, the radio edit, Chris Brown and Benny Benezzi, I believe. I like it. The Chucky remix, Enrique Iglesias and Pitbull. Again, kind of warm-up songs as they're coming in. Wild Ones, Flo Rida and Sia. Get the Party Started, Pink. Calm Down. You know that song, Selena Gomez. I tried it. Kind of an Afrobeat track. I Can't Feel My Face, Weekend. And somebody came in and they needed some direction, and we had a hard time getting somebody to help them for a minute. But they were really cool, and I asked them, hey, what's your favorite song? We play something for you. Oh, no, you don't have to. It's like, no, what do you like? And she said, I really like Pink. I had just played a Pink song, but I played another one for her, and she really appreciated it. Again, people are just trickling in at this point, so, in line waiting to get in. So I did Raise Your Glass for her. Follow that up with Taylor Swift Antihero, which is probably the most chill song that I played for dancing all night. I had another guy come up to me, and he had some questions about something, and I got him some help. And I asked him as well, what do you like? And he was an older gentleman. I'm easy. I'm really easy. I like Billy Joel and things like that. But whatever is fine. And I played, pretty much, songs from this century, for the most part, up until that point. And I almost played Uptown Girl by Billy Joel. But I felt like there were too many people in there to make that vibe happen. So I did Sweet Home Alabama, and those were my first answers for the night. And boy, did he appreciate that. He really liked that. Followed that up with Bee Gees' Staying Alive. He stayed up for that, and then people started coming onto the dance floor. The older crowd. Dancing Queen ABBA. I did the Cha-Cha Slide, and they did the Cha-Cha Slide, because it was just that type of group. Followed up with the Macarena. Not as many people did the Macarena. Maybe I was just being a little too bold to throw that in there, but I did. I did the Macarena. The Bayside Boys remix, of course. Followed that up with Usher's Yeah, and from there on out we had a packed dance floor all night. About Damn Time, Lizzo. Sweet Caroline, big sing-along song, as was the follow-up to that, Build Me Up Buttercup. And the other big one, and I remember my friend Maurice was there, and I played this song, and he looked at me funny when I played it. And then after people started singing along to it, he's like, I was wondering why you played that song. I was like, what is he doing? And then as soon as I heard their voices, I'm like, oh, that's what he's doing. And I said, yeah, this is what I do. You're a physical therapist. I'm a DJ. Stay in your lane, buddy. Brandy Looking Glass. Which is, of course, huge because now it's been in Guardians of the Galaxy and it's in their lexicon again. And it's a big sing-along song. Sexy and I Know It. Party rock anthem. Cali Ocho, I Know You Want Me, Pitbull. Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars. I Got a Feeling, Black Eyed Peas. Lil Boo Thang, Paul Russell. My friend Marcia requested that. Wavy Davy's wife, Marcia. I'd never played it before, and it went over really, really, really well. It's got Emotions, Best of My Love, as the backing thing for it, if somebody's singing over it or rapping over it or whatever. And it did incredibly well. So if you don't know that track, Lil Boo Thang by Paul Russell, I highly recommend that you check that one out. It's a good track. Fireball, Pitbull. September, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Everybody, Backstreet Boys. Wannabe, Spice Girls. Party in the USA, Miley Cyrus. Call Me Maybe, Carly Rae Jepsen. This was a request, and it did really well, which was Killers, Mr. Brightside. And I've seen a lot of people say, yeah, if you play that, you suck. You know what? Forget it. Don't listen to the haters. People tell you what's great by the way they react to it, and that was great. It changed the vibe a little bit into a different place, into more of a rock vibe, and I kind of went with it for a song or two. I love it. Iconopop. I still love playing that song. It's got so much energy. And the other thing I will say before I go any further, well, like I said earlier, the people who were coming into the club, they were paying like $90 a ticket to get in. I'd never seen this crowd before. Yet, something about that place, the vibe that you play is very similar, it seems, no matter who happens to be there. It's just a fun party vibe. And tracks like Mr. Brightside, and I love it, just work for the type of person who comes to my club. Granted, the $90 ticket clientele can be better than some of the other clientele that me trickle in on an off night. But yeah, super cool people. From there, I did Low, Florida. And just to change it up a little bit, and it was fun, I did Daddy Yankee's Gasoline, and they went absolutely nuts for that. Be Faithful, Kirkland Clan. Turned down for what? DJ Snake. Somebody requested Joy and Pain, and I came this close to playing it, but I went ahead and did It Takes Two instead, and it went over incredibly well. It was the right choice, and I think they were happy with that. Hot in Here, Nelly. We Found Love, Rihanna and Calvin Harris. This was a request, and I was so reluctant to play it, but again, somebody who needed some service, I had to kind of help them out and get somebody over there to help them who could management. And while I'm talking to them, I'm just trying to be cool to them. I'm like, what can I play for you? And they asked for Time of Our Lives by Pitbull and Neo. And I've never done well with that song. But it was the last song of 2023. So I'm like, you know what, I'm just going to play it for them. It's going to be what it's going to be. People are going to be out there because they're ready for the countdown anyway. Could have done, hey buddy, could have done a higher energy thing. And it would not have been my song of choice, but I went there. Time of Our Lives, Pitbull and Neo. Before I played the Auld Lang Syne, I guess that's how you say it. I never knew how to say it. I don't even know what language that is. But I do the Guy Lombardo version in that one. I go old school. The first song of 2024 that I played after that was a challenge my friend Eric Newberg threw at me. It's like, I dare you to play Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. So think about it. There's a lot of Swifties out there. Let's shake off 2023 and start a new year. I'm like, you know what? You're onto something. I played it, and it was the right choice. Wow. Great first song of 2024. Follow that up with Don't Stop Believing. And I played that Wookiee song, Sunshine. And you know what? It didn't go over as well as I thought it was going to go over, but it went fine. Then I did Pharrell's Happy. Timber, Pitbull. Starships, Nicki Minaj. Levels, Avicii. Call on Me, Eric Pritz. Hot and Cold, Katy Perry. Jump Around, House of Pain. I Love Rock and Roll, Joan Jett. And Everything Completely Exploded at the Cupid Shuffle that I did as a repeat. That's when the amp popped, and that's when it started sounding horrible out there. Again, didn't matter. They were still requesting songs and dancing. But keep in mind, from here on out, I'm busy trying to monitor the amp, trying to think of a solution, trying to EQ things. I'm not focused on playing like I normally would be. And the video I did the other day, I talked about this cheat crate that I made, which I didn't dive into much until I had this emergency situation and I wasn't focused on my dance floor like I would like to be. I'm focused on tech stuff. So I was diving into that cheat crate, grabbing things, and taking requests. The first request that came up, I played immediately. Lady Gaga, Poker Face. At that point, I figured it didn't matter. Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody. Your Love, Outfield. A request that came in was a Promiscuous, Nelly Furtado. And I got that out right away. As soon as they would come up, I would just try to get them out right away. So I'll play your song. You got it. I'm sorry. Oh, don't worry about it. It's not your fault. Music's still great. Thank you so much. Man, what a great crowd. I love this crowd. I wish I could work with them every night. Like literally 7 nights a week I would work with this crowd. Pour Some Sugar on Me, Def Leppard. Satisfaction, Benny Benazzi. Hotel Room Service, Pitbull. California Girls, Katy Perry. And I think it kicked back in for like 30 seconds and then it went out again. With 24K Magic. Big Energy, Lotto. Kick by the Ocean, however you say it. DNCE. Dins. I don't know how you say that. Good as Hell, Lizzo. Dance Tonight, Dua Lipa. Dynamite, BTS. Flowers, Miley Cyrus. You know, not the high energy song, but I didn't feel like it mattered because they couldn't hear anyway. So I played it. And yeah, nobody left the dance floor. Again, they didn't care. They kept dancing. I Knew You Were Trouble, Taylor Swift. The Time, Dirty Bit. TikTok, Kesha. And this is, like, at this point, I'm also dealing with vomit. For like maybe the last, 12 songs. Wild Boy, Machine Gun Kelly. Somebody requested some Machine Gun Kelly. I didn't know what to play. I actually asked one of the managers who was messing with the amp, trying to get things going while I was doing what I was doing. I said, what's a good Machine Gun Kelly song? It's like, go old, do wild. I'm like, all right. And yeah, it's exactly what they wanted. Push It, Salt and Pepper. And my last song of the night was It's Tricky by Run DMC. That's the list. So, again, happy 2024 to all of you. Going to be some exciting things happening this year. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in the video, but there's a new company that I'm going to be working with that I actually corresponded with today for some equipment. I don't know how soon we're going to be seeing it, but soon. Things are already happening. People are in that mode. They're going to be launching a new product, and they're looking for ways to get it out there. I don't do reviews. I do demos. So stay tuned for some stuff from that group of companies. It's a group of companies that owns a lot of different companies that are related to our business. Lighting and all kinds of stuff. And some sound stuff, and you'll see. I don't want to talk about it until I get it here in my grubby little hands, but there's going to be cool stuff coming soon from several companies. But that's the one I talked to today. And maybe NAMM, we'll see how I do with my money. There's not a lot going on this month, but I might beg, steal, and borrow and try to make that happen. I can't promise anything, but I'm going to try. Because when I go to NAMM, I always land counts. So hopefully we can do that, and then I can do more demos for all of you. So anyway, that's the video, folks. Going to be doing the DJ and TV Tuesday Night Music Show broadcast recording tonight. You can check that out on DJ and TV on YouTube. Do that. Well, we do it every Thursday. When John Young actually uploads it, who knows? And sometimes it's like a month or two behind the stuff that we've done. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys for tuning in so much. Thank you so much for being there. As long as you're there, I'm going to be here. Practice and enjoy.